Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Reni. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So today we are doing another video, which is the best and worst high interest savings accounts in Canada. I've been doing this video for the past 3 or 4 years. You all love it. So I'm back again with a 2024-2025 version. Make sure you like this video if you want me to continue to do these. So let's get into it. Just a PSA that interest rates have been changing drastically since the last video that we have made. As the Bank of Canada reduces their rates, banks follow suit and then they also reduce their rates. So the rates have been decreasing since the last video, unfortunately, but we're still gonna do this video once again. There is another rate update that's gonna happen on December 11th, 2024. So these rates that you're hearing today are recent as of November 20th, 2024. If you want to see the exact rates on the day that you're watching this, make sure to just use the links in my bio and it'll take you to the exact website that you want to see. So now let's get into the video. In this video, I'm going to rank the banks from the highest non-promotional rate to the lowest non-promotional rate. Last time, EQ Bank was one of my favorite banks. It still is one of my favorite banks, and I have an affiliate link in my description box so that you can learn more and open an account if you want. I also love Neo Financial and Simplii Financial, so feel free to use the links in my bio to open an account with either of them. Another note, all the banks that I mentioned today have CIBC insurance, which means that they are protected. So if you deposit money into these banks, don't worry, they are insured, your money is covered, so you are all good. I would never recommend something to you that is not CIBC insured. Okay, so as we go through all of these banks and financial institutions, I'm going to rank them from a bunch of categories. The first thing, I will tell you their account name, then I'll tell you the promotions that they have, the regular interest rate versus the promotional interest rate that they may have, the monthly fees that you can expect, the minimum balance to get the interest rate, and the maximum balance if listed. I'll also tell you the rules that you need to follow in order to get the interest rate. And then I'll tell you about the fees for e-transfers, the customer service for the banks that I've used, the ease of use for the banks that I use. And lastly, I'll tell you whether there is a debit card or a credit card. And just for illustration purposes, we're gonna assume that you have $10,000 in each account. So I'm gonna tell you what your rates will be if you have $10,000 in the account. And we're gonna calculate the interest rate for the whole entire year. So if you kept $10,000 for the whole year, how much would you get by the end of the year? So now let's finally start the video. The first account that I'm starting with is PC Financial. PC Financial's account is called the PC Money account. And this is one of the biggest improvements from last year. Last year, if you remember, PC Financial offered 0% interest, but they gave you PC points, and now they have switched up completely. So right now, they have a regular interest rate of 4.25%, which is the highest that I've seen in Canada overall. And you also get PC points every time that you spend $1. So for every $1 you spend, you get PC points, which I think is a win-win. I personally love PC points, so this is a new favorite. It wasn't a favorite last year, but it's definitely a favorite this year. There are no monthly fees. There's no minimum balance to get this interest rate. There's no e-transfer costs, and there's no rules to get the interest rate as well. So it's pretty good. I also have been using PC Financial and their credit card for the past few years, and I love it. And I love redeeming my PC points for free groceries and free things at Shoppers Drug Mart. So I would say that this is an account that I would look into if I were you. And again, I have a promo code or a referral code, which will get you some free points when you sign up. One thing I do want to mention is that I've used this account for a while, as I said, and sometimes there are glitches that happen with their app. I don't know who's on the developer team, but there are a few glitches that happen. So just a note if you're going to use this, but overall, I've had a really good experience with it. And yes, they do have a debit card and a credit card. So if you have $10,000 in this account at 4.25%, by the end of the year, you will have $10,425. Next, we are going to Koho. Koho is a fintech that is under People's Trust Company, and their account names, they have a bunch of them. So they have the Koho Easy Plan, the Koho Essential Plan, the Koho Extra Plan, and the Koho Everything Plan. So these plans offer a bunch of different things, but honestly, the website was a bit confusing and it was really hard to find a lot of information. But what I did find is that the Essential Plan offers 3.5% interest, the Extra Plan offers 4% interest, and then the Everything Plan is 5% interest. And the thing is, there are fees associated with these plans. They're not free accounts. So they have the Easy Plan, which again, I couldn't find the interest rate for that, but the Easy Plan is a free account. The Essential Plan is $4 a month. The Extra Plan is $9 a month, and then their Everything Plan is $19 a month. So it's a bit expensive. I personally don't think we should be paying $19 a month to save our money, but I think what you are paying for is their credit building feature. I've never used their credit building feature, but I've heard great things about it. So this would be an option for you to consider if you are looking to build your credit. But maybe if you're strictly looking to save, this may not be the best bank for you. From my research, e-transfers were free. There's no rule to get that interest rate. I haven't used it, so I can't comment on the customer service or the ease of use. And they do have a debit card. It is like a prepaid MasterCard. So it functions as a debit/credit card. If you have $10,000 in this account at 3.5%, by the end of the year, you will have $10,350. Next, we're going on to Saven Financial. Saven Financial is a credit union that is under First Ontario Credit Union. And this is one of the most popular ones that we have seen over the past few years because they typically have pretty good interest rates. Their account is called the High Interest Savings Account. And they currently have no promotional interest rate, but they have a regular interest rate of 3.4%. They have no account fees. There is no minimum balance to have that interest, but you do need to have $25 that you pay to them in order to join the credit union. So if you don't know much about credit unions, I'll make a whole video on that. Let me know if you want to see that. But credit unions basically have a membership fee. So that's one thing to know. There is a membership fee to join the credit union. The cost of e-transfers is free, but I can't comment on the ease of use or customer service because I have not used it yet. When I looked into if there's a debit card or a credit card, it said that no, Saven is currently focused on meeting the needs of savers. So there's no debit card, there's also no credit cards. So if you need one of those, then this is probably not the financial institution for you. If you were to keep $10,000 in this account at a 3.4% interest rate, by the end of the year, you have $10,340. The next account that we have is Neo Financial, which is under People's Bank. And again, this is one of my favorite accounts. I love it. And if you use my link, you'll get $10 when you sign up for this account. So their account is called the Neo Money account, and they have no promotional interest rate, which is why I love them. They don't have promotional interest rates. They have a set interest rate. And right now it is at 3%. And there is no monthly fee. There's no minimum balance to get this interest rate. And also the e-transfer cost is non-existent. It's $0, which I love. In terms of ease of use for this account, it is super easy to use in my experience. I've had to call customer service once and they figured out my problems in minutes. So I would say I've had a pretty good experience working with Neo Financial. When it comes to a debit card, there's currently no debit card, but they do have a credit card, which is a cashback MasterCard. And I'll also say that the cashback MasterCard has really good perks. So it's maybe something to check out as well if you're looking for a new no-fee MasterCard. If you were to put $10,000 in this account at 3%, by the end of the year, you would have $10,300. So the next financial institution that we have is Wealthsimple. I love investing with Wealthsimple, but they also have their Wealthsimple Cash account. They are similar to Neo, where I didn't mention this, but Neo has buckets where you can save for different things. So you can save for your house fund, travel fund, car fund, retirement fund, whatever you want. You can have a bunch of different buckets within your Neo account, and you can do the same in Wealthsimple. They recently expanded it, and you can have up to 10 different accounts that you can save in within Wealthsimple Cash, which I think is pretty good. I'll say their user interface is also really nice. If you're looking for something easy to use and sleek, this is the platform for you. I also love that Wealthsimple Cash does not have a fluctuating interest rate. They have a set interest rate, and they just change it when the Bank of Canada changes their interest rate. When it comes to their interest rates, right now they have 2.75% for the average person. If you are a premium client, meaning you have over $100,000 in their bank, then you get an interest rate of 3.25%. And if you are someone who has big money and you have over 500K with them, they will actually give you an interest rate of 3.75%. So I like that they reward you. The more money you have, the more they are rewarding you. When it comes to monthly fees, there's currently no monthly fee. There is no minimum interest rates, and the e-transfer cost is $0, which is great. When it comes to ease of use, I would say it's very user-friendly. I haven't really had to call them in the 4 years that I've had the accounts. I've never had to call them. I've never had any issues. So this would be something that you could consider. When it comes to debit or credit cards, they have a debit MasterCard, so it kind of serves as both. And right now you get 1% cash back on all your purchases. If you had $10,000 in this account at 2.75%, by the end of the year, you would have $10,275. Next, we have a new bank. I have never used this bank or kind of heard of this bank, but I asked all of you what accounts you wanted me to review, and this one was mentioned. This bank is Laurentian, and their account name is the High Interest Savings Account. If you have up to $100,000, they give you 2.75% interest, and if you have over 100K, they give you 3.75% interest. They do have a monthly fee, but only if you get paper statements. So if you get paper statements, they're gonna charge you $3 per month. There's no minimum balance to get this rate, but they do charge you for your e-transfers, which you guys know my opinion. I don't think we should be paying to transfer money to people. So they charge you $1 for every e-transfer. When it comes to ease of use and customer service, I can't comment on that because I haven't used them yet. Let me know in the comments if you've used Laurentian Bank and share what your experience has been so far. When it comes to a debit card, yes, they have a debit card and they have a credit card. They have a lot of credit card options, which I like. They have a no-fee card. They also have a low interest card. They have cashback cards and they have premium cards, and they're all Visa. So I like that they have a bunch of different options. If you had $10,000 in this bank at 2.75%, by the end of the year, you would have $10,275. Next, we have EQ Bank. EQ Bank is a fave of mine. I've loved them for many years now, and I love just the ease of use and that it's an all online, digital only type of bank, low fee as well. So their account is called the personal account. They currently have no promotional interest rate, and now they're offering 2% on everybody's accounts, which is lower than usual. Unfortunately, they have lowered their rates. But if you get your paycheck deposited into this account, then you actually get 3.75% interest. So if you don't mind switching your payroll over to EQ Bank, then you can get that boost of 3.75%, which is what I do. They have no monthly fees. There's no minimum balance required to get this account. Also, e-transfers are free. And I would say when it comes to ease of use, 10 out of 10, very easy to use, very simple. The design is sleek. I use this as my hub bank, so I always get paid into this bank and then I disperse it to other little savings accounts that I have. So I would highly recommend this account in my opinion. Right now you can have up to 8 different buckets or savings accounts within your account, which is good, and you'll get the same interest rate on all of them. They also have USD accounts, which I like, and they also have this thing called a notice savings account, which I think I should make an entire video, but it's a cool little feature that they just came out with this year. When it comes to debit cards, I will say I really like how EQ Bank does it. It is a prepaid MasterCard where you basically send money from your checking or savings account directly to your MasterCard, and you can use that at any ATM and they will reimburse the fees. So you know when you go to those ATMs, they're charging like $4 just to take your money out. EQ Bank will reimburse any of the fees that they are charging you, which I really like. Also, when you go abroad, there are no FX fees or foreign exchange fees, and there's no monthly fees or any fees in general, which is why I really like EQ Bank. If you have $10,000 at 2% interest, by the end of the year, you will have $10,200. Next bank we have is Manulife Bank. This is a new addition again from last year. You all told me that you wanted to see it, so I decided to look into it. This account is called the Manulife Advantage account, and they have an interest rate of 2.15%. Right now, they have monthly fees, but it's free if you have over $1,000 right now. And there are fees for like withdrawals. So if you want to take out your money, you pay if you have less than $1,000, which again, I don't like. I don't think we should be paying to take out our money from a bank. Right now, there is no minimum balance in order to get this interest rate. If you don't have $1,000 in the account, they're going to charge you $1 per e-transfer. They do have a debit card and they also have a credit card. They have the card called Manulife Money Visa Infinite, and then they also have the Manulife Money Visa Platinum. If you kept $10,000 here at 2.15% interest, at the end of the year, you would have $10,215. Next, we have TD Bank. TD Bank has an account called ePremium Savings Account, and they have no promotional interest rate, but right now their interest rate is 1.3%, which I think is the highest out of all the big 5 banks. However, they only give you that interest rate if you have over $9,999. So if you have less than basically 10K, you are getting $0 on your money in your TD account, which many people probably don't know. They also charge for e-transfers. So there's a $1 cost for e-transfers, and there's also $5 transaction fees, but you can get out of that by just transferring your money from your savings account directly to your checking account and then transferring the money out that way. When it comes to ease of use, I have used TD for many years, very good. When it comes to customer service, also very good. And they have both a debit card and a credit card. If you have $10,000 in this bank at 1.3% interest, at the end of the year, you will have $10,130. The next bank we have is RBC. And you can see as we keep going, we're seeing more of the big banks because the big banks feel like they don't need to give you perks. So now we'll see more of the big banks coming up. And make sure you like this video if you're still watching. I know it's been a long video so far, but like this video if you're still watching. Okay, so RBC, they have their high interest e-savings account. And right now they have a promotional interest rate of 3.95%, and that lasts for 3 months. But once you're done with that promotional time, they slash it down to 1.15%. And there's no monthly fee for this account. There's no minimum balance that you need for this. And then there's also, however, they do charge you for e-transfer. So it's $1 per transfer, and you get 1 free debit out of this account monthly. There are no rules to get this interest rate, just sign up for it. And ease of use, customer service, I can't comment on because I've never used RBC. When it comes to a debit card, yes, they have one, and they also have a credit card. So if you have $10,000 in this account at 1.15%, by the end of the year, you will have $10,115. Next, we have Scotiabank. Scotiabank's account is called the Momentum Plus Savings Account. And right now they have a very high promotional interest rate of 5.4%. This is only lasting for 3 months, unfortunately, and after 3 months, it drops down to 1% interest that you're gonna get. Let me explain the logic when it comes to these accounts. They basically think that, you give them your money, you're gonna keep it there, and after being there for 3 months, getting that great interest, it's very unlikely that you're gonna take your money out. So that's how they hook you and get you to start banking with them. Again, there's a 1% interest rate after those 3 months. There's currently no monthly fee for this account and no minimum balance to get this interest rate, but there are $5 debit transactions from this account. So this one actually has rules in order to get this interest rate. So the longer you save, the higher your rate becomes. And if you make debit transactions during the premium period that they have, you don't get the premium interest rate at all. So I don't like that. You have to basically keep your money there for the whole 3 months in order to get the full 5.4%. So again, that may be good if you're trying to force yourself to save, but other than that, it kind of defeats the purpose of the account, I would say. If you want to take out any money from your savings, you don't get as high of an interest rate. There is a debit card and there is a credit card. And if you have $10,000 in this account, at 1%, you will have $10,100 by the end of the year. Now let's look into CIBC. I think I forgot this one last year, but this time I decided to add it in. CIBC's account is called the CIBC E-Advantage Savings Account. They currently have 5.25% for 4 months, and if you maximize your savings, you'll get an additional 0.25% up to balances of $200,000. So what that means is if you put in $200 per month into this account, they will give you an extra bonus of 0.25%. Right now, their regular interest rate is extremely low, extremely low, and it's 0.3%. If you have under $10,000, they're giving you 0.3% on your money. If you have over $10,000, they're giving you 0.5% on your money. There's currently no monthly fees and there's no cost for e-transfers. I haven't looked at customer service because I have not used this, and I also have not looked at ease of use because I also have not used this service. There is a debit card and there is a credit card. If you had $10,000 in this account at 0.5% interest, by the end of the year, you would have $10,050. Now let's go on to an online-only bank. This is Simplii Financial. Simplii Financial is actually another great bank, but mostly for promotional interest rates, not so much for their long-term interest rates. So their account is called the High Interest Savings Account, and currently they have 6% for the next 5 months until January 31st, 2025. So I think that's an amazing rate, better, I think it's the best one that we've seen so far. However, once you're done with that 6 months or 5 months, it's gonna drop down all the way to 0.35%, which is extremely low, unfortunately. I will say though, I've used Simplii for a while and they keep renewing that interest rate. So they gave me 6% or whatever it was, and then they told, when the 6 months ended, they offered it to me again, and they offered it to me again. So it's worth a shot to open it, and I'll also leave a link for that bank if you want to sign up. I believe you get $50 when you sign up with my link. There's no monthly fee for this account. There's no minimum balance to get the interest rate, and e-transfers are completely free. So it's a free online bank. When it comes to ease of use, I will say it's pretty easy to use. I haven't had any issues. When it comes to customer service as well, I have not had to call them in the past few years that I've had the account. So I would say it's pretty good so far. This bank has both a debit card and a credit card if you would like one. And if you had that, let's look at the base rate. If you had $10,000 at 0.35%, at the end of the year, you would have $10,035. The next bank that we have is Tangerine Bank. This is the online only bank again, and the account is called the Tangerine Savings Account. So right now they also have a great promotional interest rate, which is 5.5% for 5 months. And they have a regular interest rate of 0.3%. So very, very low as well. But if you move your pay into your Tangerine account, meaning that you put your paycheck here every single month, you actually get $250 when you do that. So that's a nice bonus that will basically make up for all the interest you'll be missing with their 0.3% interest rate. Right now, there are 0 monthly fees. There's no minimum balance to get this interest rate, and there are no e-transfer costs. When it comes to ease of use, I have not used this bank. When it comes to customer service, I also haven't used this bank, so I can't comment on those. But they have a debit card and a credit card, and it's a MasterCard. If you had $10,000 in this account at an interest rate of 0.3%, by the end of the year, you would have $10,030. Now let's finish off with the last account, which is BMO, the Bank of Montreal. Right now, the Bank of Montreal has an interest rate of 1.55%. However, you only get that interest rate when you put $200 or more per month into this account. So if you decide that you missed a month, you can't save at least $200, then they drop your interest rate all the way down to 0.3%. So they start off pretty high, better than all the big 5 banks, but they go to the very bottom after you see what they're actually offering in their base rate. So if you're someone who wants to save on a monthly basis and you can commit to saving $200 per month, then this is a great account because it encourages you to keep saving that so you can get the interest rate. But if not, then maybe try out another bank. And the bonus interest is eligible for balances up to $250,000. So if you have more than $250,000, this is not the account that you will get that interest rate in. When it comes to e-transfers, I could not find anything on the website about the actual cost of e-transfers. But when it comes to transfers within your checking account and savings account, you get one free transfer and then every other transfer is $5 after that. In terms of usage, it is very easy to use this account and customer service is good. I have had a BMO account for a while and it's been pretty easy to use. And there is a debit card and there are lots of credit card options at this bank. So if you had $10,000 in this account at a 0.3% interest rate, by the end of the year, you would have $10,030. So overall, you can see that there are so many different options for you out there. Personally, again, some of my favorites are PC Financial, Neo Financial, and EQ Bank. Those are pretty much my favorites, and they have been for a few years now. I'll make sure to leave some links for you. If you enjoyed this video and you like to see more of these videos, I maybe can do them on a quarterly basis. So let me know by leaving a comment down below. This video took a lot of time, a lot of effort. So if you like this, please make sure to like this video, share it with a friend so they know the best and the worst high interest savings accounts in Canada. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.